Hey, Walkman. This is going to be a Dynamite, my first Dynamite review. I'm doing everything off of memory. I know if you caught my Rampage review, that was a little bit more detailed. Had a lot of time, you get some notes. Like I said, I just came off of work. I'm gonna give you the try to wrap things up in about 20 to 30 minutes. Try to give you a nice review, give you some details and stuff to catch. To go, look, but Tony Khan has made AEW must see. The whole team, the whole team. He surrounded himself with veterans. He's a wrestling nerd, and that's a good thing if you're a promoter. He knows the business. At least he knows how the business, what it was and how it gets built up, and that's what he's did. He surrounded himself with people and with good people, and with the Arn Andersons, with the Stings, the people, the veterans from the other promotions from the WCW and WWE. People, it's like and then just newcomers and people who are just on the independents who worked their ass off to get to where they are right now. So listen, it was a great fucking show. It was, and like I said, if WWE, if they could go back to hell, they had a nice little heyday in 2016 SmackDown. Everybody will always go to that. I mean, because it was fucking great. It was how it was supposed to be, and in 2017, like, it's ridiculous how it's just like Vince will sabotage his own shit. It's like, if y'all want to go back to 20, watch everything in order. Watch from, if you have the networks, whatever you might have, you know, whether it's Hulu or Peacock now, which is on the WDF network, you'll see they switched shit around, like, because SmackDown was seen as an A show, and Raw was just some bland bullshit. It was like the repetitious bullshit. It's like it's look, it might be, compared to now, it was must Raw back then was must see fucking TV. To that rate the way it is now, with all, and I just listen to the reviews now. It's like, and it's not like I have anything against WWE. If it's something that was worth seeing, I'll go back. I'll find the clips, or I'll trying to find somebody who uploaded the full match. I watch the match. We say it's a good match, but yeah, it's not like you don't have good matches. You want to be invested in a character and see where it goes at, what they're gonna do. See them progress, not regress. Everybody who came from NXT, and I know I'm not the only one who knows this. And if you might be just now tuning in, you're just now getting started. Everybody from NXT, not the NXT now, the real NXT, the one where Dusty Rhodes and Triple H started, that and then Triple H took over after Dusty, God rest his soul, passed. That NXT, NXT, it's like everybody from, and I can't say everybody. Paige was treated good. You talk about, Paige, of course. You talk about the Sashas, Baileys, Kevin Owens, the people from that. Even though Sami Zayn, it just finally, just what it took him, like, he just finally won his first championship. It's entering that, well, Intercontinental Championship. He finally won that, what, 2 years ago, a year ago, 2 years ago, after being there for basically a better part of a decade, if I remember right. He finally won a championship. I mean, he could at least get. Anyway, I'm going off a tangent here. It's supposed to be, but my point is, I'm not trying to come up like a. If it's a good show, it's a good show. I got it back into Impact. Fucking around with what happened with Omega, and when he had the belt. I'm not saying I lost interest, but I kind of, it's just the schedule of me working and kids, man. That's about it. It's like I had to prioritize certain things, and shoot, like, I just got into New Japan Strong is good. MLW is good. I mean, yeah, like I said, if it ain't and they have storylines that you can keep up with and that makes sense and then progress to, and it has a plateau. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they just do something for 2 weeks and be like, all right, fuck that, scrap that. I mean, it's like you start thinking like Vince McMahon literally says this. He thinks the wrestling fans have short memory span. Like, if you're, I mean, look, there are casuals. I get that, and like, and understand, like, when you come in, like, I just want to watch this match. You don't know what's going on, all right? But at the same time, that's with anything, any series. Like, if you come in the middle of the series and it's episodic, and you saying and you're saying yourself, you consider yourself episodic. They say this. Michael Cole says the longest running episodic show. Like, all right, then you have to know that certain people are not gonna know what's going on if they come in the middle. You know what I'm saying? It's just how the fuck it is. Like when I got into Impact, it took me about maybe 3 weeks to kind of catch up on what was going on through recaps and through just using my fucking brain. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? So like Vince McMahon treats everybody like little, not even little kids. Like, little kids are like, damn, why the fuck is the New Day and fighting the Usos again? Like, what the fuck? You literally have 4 fucking teams on each show. Tag teams, I'm talking about. That is not a fucking division. It's ridiculous. And then you only really see for real 4 of them as top. And then even if you did, even the ones that are top, you still book them 50-50. One beats the one one week, the other one beats the one the next week. And if they ain't beating the whole team, they're beating half the team. It'd be like what the fuck? Anyway, this I'm going. It is not. It wasn't supposed to be a WWE rant. I'm trying to make the point that I was held hostage with until WWE came along. And it was just through sheer hope. Like, they gotta do better than this. Every time I would watch the recap or the replay the next day on Hulu. I'm like, come on, this gotta be. I mean, yeah, yes, it's gotta be better than it. I'm like, the wrestling's good, but the matches seem to have gotten shorter since Bruce Pritchard got back. They have their weeks where it's a good night of wrestling. But come the fuck on. Like, even squash matches last longer than 2 minutes in AEW. Like, what the fuck? And they rarely even have those. But let's I should have a video just WWE rants and what Ray rants is. What the fuck? What the fuck, WWE? That should be the title. What the fuck, WWE? What the fuck's wrong with you? Anyway, Anyway. All right, shake that off. It was like Simon. Fucking asshole. I fuck with you, Simon. Anyway, so starts off with MGF cross in his pose, cross-legged, right? He has a box in front of him. He started going over how MJF considers him better than Piper in Portland, because Piper's from Portland, and better than Brett in Canada, and I need to watch this match. Apparently Piper had, because he had a match with a dude. His last name is Valentine, and this is just perfect. This is poetic. It's perfect. Anyway, he was going through the matches in his head. Punk was, well, it was the toughest matches he ever had. And he said, even when he lost, he said he won more cage matches than he lost. But he said no, he was going through his head what something he could do that he probably hasn't done before. And Piper had a dog collar match. I think it was Greg. I think his name Greg Valentine. No, his last name is Valentine. I have to double check it. Forgive me for getting it wrong. But his last name is Valentine. But he had a box in front of him, like I said, he's sitting down cross-legged. Will you be my Valentine? Okay, so he says to come. Sorry about that. I had to do some adjustments. So he says to MJF, will you be my Valentine? So he pull out out from the box, a dog collar. Let's have a dog collar match. The second one they ever had in AEW in their 3 years time that it's been around. The first one was Brody Lee against Cody Rhodes for the TNT Championship. Cody Rhodes won that, and they'll be making him the two-time TNT champion. So So he won it from in a tournament when the first TNT tournament. He won it. It was him and Lance Archer. I honestly think Lance should have won that match. Honestly, he beat Lance Archer. If you know how big that Lance is, he's six. What's he 6'3", 6'5", former football player. He beat him with one fucking crossroads. Listen, I like Cody, but for the fuck no. One crossroads, he should have gave him 3. Shit. That's what took. That's what he gave. And then when he won it from Sammy, by the way, if you didn't see it, he won it for the 3rd time from Sammy. He gave him 3 fucking crossroads. I'm thinking, shit, he should have. If he didn't give Lance Archer 3, give him 2. That one crossroads he gave him when he first won the championship was. Lance is just it's ridiculous. Anyway, my fault. He getting back to the show. So MJF, he calls MJF out. He says, MJF, come out here. I want to see the look on your face. I want to stare you right in your face. Come out here. When I say my next part, because last week he won a tag team match with him and John Moxley against the Revival. He said if they only way he was gonna MJF stipulation said if you win, he says to Punk, if you win, you can fight me anytime, any place. So he said you just name the place anytime. So then you see him going off in the race. MJF comes out and he has a microphone in his hand. Comes out through the heel tunnel. So he's like, well, I'm gonna. He basically says, I'm gonna spill your blood on at Revolution. Their next pay-per-view is Revolution. Is Sunday, March 6th. MJF puts the microphone to his mouth like he was about to say something, and he just drops the mic, and he once again speechless. The king of the microphone speechless again. So that's the internet segment. The next in the first match was Bryan Danielson, all right, versus Lee Moriarty. Bryan Danielson wants to teach Lee Moriarty violence, all right. So they had a great match. I think this match, Lee always has good matches. And here ain't no Bryan. He's like top tier, top 5 easily in the world. I mean, anybody can go to Japan and hold their own. Like, yeah, but Lee Moriarty had a better match with Bryan Danielson than he did with and it was a good match. But he has fought MJF in a losing battle. But he fought him. I mean, he has fought CM Punk. He has fought. Lee Moriarty had a fight with CM Punk. He did lose. He got GTS. GTA, that's, straight to hell. But yeah, he this match was way better. He got a little bit more, and he still looked strong even when he was. I mean, shit. The ending, they were eating it up. Even when they were fighting, there was one spot when they were both tied up in the figure 4. Lee was like smacked Bryan. Bryan smacked him back. There was a slap fight that would have went on for a few seconds. The ending happened when where he gave Lee the psycho knee. He was already knocked out. He was already out. He could have ended it right there. And he said he did the spot where I'm gonna kick. He told the audience, I'm gonna kick his fucking head in now. He grabs both the arms, of Lee Moriarty, and he starts stomping in his head. Fucking brutal. And then like that, like he didn't have to just cover him and just win. He puts he puts a chokehold with his legs. He puts his one of his legs around Lee's neck, and he's already out anyway. And as he's doing it, he has both he's on his back doing both biceps as the referee has to, he's not responding anyway. He was already out with the fucking knee. And then if he wasn't out from the knee, he was already stomping his head in. And then it was over fucking kill. You want to know what overkill is? Look at the end of that match. I'm like, and I'm not saying it was entertaining. It was just fucked up. I'm like, damn. I'm like, you basically said he Lee Moriarty has been being mentored by Seidel, the high flyer, formerly known as Jason Bourne from the Airborne, that beautiful ass fucking moonsault that he had in the WWE. He's saying, but this is why he said he needs to be taught violence. He said he had all the respect for Seidel last week, but he needs to know what violence is. He fucking showed him. That was some fucked up shit. Damn. So I mean, I was hoping that maybe Lee. I mean, not to say I don't like him with not to say I don't like him with Seidel, but it's like I was hoping that maybe after this they would have shook hands. But he fucked him. I don't know if I want to, you know, like you overkilled, motherfucker. You could have just kneed the fuck out of me and covered me, but nah. You stomped my fucking head in, and then you choked me out like as if I wasn't like fuck. That's like knocking somebody out and then putting their face down, dragging them to a puddle and just putting their face down in that, like as if, fuck, like fuck, you knocked them the fuck out. You want to try to drown them too, like shit. Anyway, then John after that, dang, Brian called out John Moxley because he asked him that he asked John that could he join forces and like run this fucking place and also mentor some of these guys, these younger guys, and so John comes out. He basically says, yeah, even in Independence, even when I first fought you, I didn't. It was a losing effort. Um, Matter of fact, I have never. John's saying to Brian, I've never beaten you. So, but I'm wondering if the reason why you don't want to fight me now, Brian, Moxley says to Brian, is the reason why you don't want to fight me because you know that I'm gonna fucking run through you. So I'm not, and he says to Brian, I'm gonna leave it up to you, but I'm not saying yes, but and I'm not saying no to a partnership, basically. But I don't join up with anybody until I bleed with them, and it's kind of true because he when Eddie Kingston first came in, they were rivals, even though they used to they were friends. They came up, in the same corners, same independent shows, but they did fight. He did fight. He did fight for the title and everything, but they didn't wind up. They did wind up, fighting each other. So they did bleed somewhat together. They did beat. He choked. He choked him out. He gave him an ability choke in one of their matches, and he didn't tap out. He passed out. And Bryce was the referee then, and you know Eddie was, if you didn't see that match, Eddie was like, well, look, I didn't tap out, so he was kind of pissed at that. But they did eventually, do a semi. He did tag, several times since then. He did, and Eddie did come. Well, he did come back. He had hurt his knee about 3 weeks ago, almost just under a month ago. He had to rehab it. He's good now. He's walking fine. But I'm looking forward to, if this is a match. I mean, I'm hoping whoever wins, then most likely John Moxley will go over because he's never beaten him, and he is a different animal now. And I'm hoping that after that happens, they do join up. I would like to see a partnership. That would be nice. Hell, if it's a partnership between him, Brian, Eddie, and Moxley, and those, I don't know when the fuck these trio titles are coming. I'm waiting for them. I'm like, even if they come by the end of the year, I'll still be happy. I mean, but they have enough. They can easily. I mean, shit. What a But I mean, I already know right behind that is the women. So I mean, the women's tag team. But they need. I'm hoping after. I'm hoping that last year at this time they had a women's tag team tournament. At the time, it was Diamante who wound up winning. Diamante and Ivelisse who won. And unfortunately, Ivelisse is not there anymore. I mean, attitude problems. Like if you go back, if you type in, look it up, Ivelisse versus Thunder Rosa. I mean, it wasn't like it was botches. Ivelisse was some bullshit. She was just not into it, and then you can see. I want you to, if you watch the match, you need to check out this. And Thunder Rosa is already stiff as a motherfucker. If you look at this drop kick she gave Ivelisse, I'm surprised Ivelisse got the fuck up. She drop kicked the fuck out her chest. Like fuck the titties, fuck all that. And you had no protection from that. Fuck your titties, basically. Fuck your couch, nigga. Fuck your titties. She fucking drop kicked the fuck out of Evilise. She went flying. I mean, and she already does stiff drop kicks anyway, but she shotgun drop kicked the fuck out of Evilise. Check that shit out on YouTube. It's gotta be up there. Evilise versus Thunder Rosa AEW. It'll pop up. But you see, there's one spot where Evilise it's just like this. And she just gets into the hole. She's not even struggling. Like she's not even participating. It's a dance. It's a dance. Damn it. If you're fucking dance, if you're a partner, if you're a waltzing partner, if your tango partner is a lip piece of shit dragging him or his fucking feet, you be like, the fuck am I? The fuck? You gonna fucking push him away and leave him on the goddamn dance floor? Fuck this shit. That's what the fuck what Evilise was doing. But I was hoping that it was going to be like an annual event. Maybe later on this year. I know there's an Owens Cup for the men and an Owens Cup for the women coming up. It's going to be an Owens Cup tournament. Yes, Brett. Yes, the Owen Hart, that Owens. They're having a tournament for the men and the women. I don't know. They haven't. I think they're gonna start announcing more details. I think it's April or May. But they're gonna be separate. They're not gonna be simultaneous. It's gonna be the men first. I think I've heard right, and then the women. It might be the other way around. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I mean, tournaments has always been good. I mean, if they're done right, NXT Cruiserweight tournament was fucking awesome. The European tournament was fucking awesome. You know, if you watch that on the WWE network back when it was good. I heard it's some ass right now on Peacock. I heard the search engine is straight fucking garbage. Well, anyway, next up, okay, after Lee Moriarty, John Moxley. So yeah, he after that, John Moxley leaves through the crowd again. That's where he came in at. You know, Brian's just in the ring standing there. Now, let me see. 1 second. Okay, we have a video package, backstage promo about with Keith Lee, Limitless Keith Lee. He debuted last week. That's a qualifier match against Isaiah Cassidy of the Private Party. He won. He threw him around like a fucking rag doll. But so this is usually a 6-pack challenge. Usually six men inside for the Face the Revolution challenge. So they're doing qualifying matches. So you have to qualify to get into the match. It's going to be at Revolution. So Wardlow, he faces Max Caster of the Acclaim. So it was a good match. I liked it. He didn't just power. If you know what Wardlow's been doing, his nickname is Mr. Mayhem. He's been doing the Powerbomb Symphony. He was doing at least 3 to 4 power bombs in a match, he didn't just Max Caster didn't just get his ass handed to him. Max Caster did get some offense. He even at one point hit him with he got the chain. He was able to get the chain in his hand. He got the chain pass from Anthony Bowens, his tag team partner, slid the chain to him. He was actually able to get into the ring. He had it hidden from the referee, and then when he was about to get the first power bomb, he got up. Max Caster hit him when he was in the electric chair position. He hit Wardlow, and he covered him, and he still kicked the fuck out. I thought that was it. I said, "Oh, they're gonna put Max Caster in there." I'm like, I wouldn't mind. Listen, this is why I like the roster and how certain people are in there. They're strong. They're fucking strong. He is a tag team part, and he is part of a tag team. But I'm like, oh, they're gonna put Max Caster in there. But Wardlow kicked out. I mean, strong as a, head like a goddamn rock, I guess. Shit. So, he was able to go, so like I said, he got a few more, Max Caster got a couple more moves off, but he was about to go in and hit the ropes, and when Max turned right back around and hit him, he caught him with a lariat. Wardlow picked him up. 3 power bombs, didn't even cover him fully. He just put his fucking foot on his chest, and that was it. 3 count. Good match. Like I said, Max Caster didn't look like he didn't get completely jobbed out, but fuck. They're fucking Wardlow he is a beast. I don't mind him power bombing the shit out of people once he get him. Miles is a nice little back and forth. It was a nice little back and forth. It wasn't just one sided at the beginning. Anyway, the next let me just make sure I'm going in order. Next is the it's the Proud and Powerful at Santana Ortiz versus Jericho and Hater. This is this is like the breakdown of the inner circle. Like, if you probably don't notice, on one of his Saturday Night specials, Jericho even said that after their first their blood after after they won their last match, the sequel to Blood and Guts, the one that Sammy won, he won the pinfall. He even told Tony, like, look, we don't have to be the inner circle anymore. There should be a segment where we just quietly, break up. You know what I'm saying? But Tony was like, well, we don't have to necessarily do that. We can just have y'all do your own thing. And when you notice, that's what they were doing. Like, Sammy was doing a lot of singles. He Hager, he's still doing MMA training. He was mainly seen with if he wasn't with Jericho, he was just that was it. He was with Jericho if he did see him. And then Proud and Powerful was, racking up wins, and I was like, all right, well, all right, now I'm thinking, all right, they started painting their faces white, the dead president's motif, white face, just like the white ghost face, just like on the dead presidents. This is where I thought they were going. Like, okay, they're gonna go ahead and challenge for the tag team titles, fine. All right, I didn't. Unfortunately, other things came up. Then it was this was going on for a while. So anyway, if you know, but this, or Santana was pretty pissed. He's the because he kind of because Eddie Kingston have said something like, you know what, if it wasn't for Jericho holding y'all back and letting y'all lose focus, y'all would already have those titles right now. He kind of, I don't necessarily, and I don't. They were a group, and it's like, if there's ever a time where it seems like that. At the same time, it's not that. I don't think Jericho necessarily did anything intentional, So, but yeah, about a month ago, they had a trios match, and they didn't tag Proud and Powerful, did not tag Jericho in, and I was irritated. I'm like, I get, and he even and make it so bad. They even said in a promo the week before, Santana had said, yeah, maybe next week we just show you when we don't need you. I'm like, why didn't? I'm like, you saw this coming. They're probably not going to tag you in, Jericho. And that's what happened the following week when he had the trios match. They didn't tag it. It was them versus 2.0 and Garcia, Red Death. Anyway, they wind up winning because of the Judas effect. If you saw it, he because they didn't tag him in, but he was able to sneak in a Judas effect on the outside of the ring. Jericho did. Well, I believe it was. I think he knocked out. Was it one of? This is like one. I think he knocked out one of the 2.0 guys. Not Matt Lee, the other one. I got it. Not Magic Matt Lee. Anyway, yeah, they gave him a Judas effect. The other guy, the taller, this little one is slight. Magic Matt Lee's more. He's more stocky, more thicker one. He got the longer hair. They both chew gum, but he chews like if you ever watch Two for the show, he said he sometimes chews 6 sticks of gum at once. Sometimes he goes and he'll just keep adding. I'm like, oh my God, damn. I hope he's like, I'm serious. Like, when you get older, you start thinking about these things. I hope it's sugarless free gum. Fuck. That shit just constantly chewing on your teeth and shit. That ain't good. Or I hope he's fighting him. If I can use a mouthwash, get some of that fucking sugar off his teeth or something. Anyway, match was good. Hager looked even. He's always looking shape. He really looked like he looked toned the fuck up. So did Jericho. Fucking Ortiz, he already can see he done slimmed down even more. I don't know, you can tell he changed his diet. But he's about the last 6 months he's just been looking like extra beast, extra slim. Fucking traps are popping all both of them. They're ready for them fucking titles. And see that's the thing. It's a slow burn. I'm glad that Jurassic Express got it. Next it should be Santana or Ortiz. If they're right, even if they only hold it, even if they don't get it to the end of the year, towards the end of the year, wherever it might be, as long as they get it before this year is out, Santana or Ortiz, they it's where it's coming to. I don't know when the Briscoes are coming in, don't know, but it has a bit, but it's like it's no rush because there's so many teams. I can easily see the acclaim if it ain't at the end of the year or beginning of next year, them having it, and then the people are the acclaimed people are ready. They're shit. Don't see them. They're already fucking over, and everywhere they go at already. Even at Universal Studios, dark Tuesdays. Anyway, so the end of the match, it was Eddie Kingston came out with Proud and Powerful. He was on the outside of the ring, so he. This must be all him because he experienced old man strength. They got Jericho in the street sweeper. He got the street sweeper. He pinned. He got a high stack. He's high stacked and everything. He kicks out of that. I'm like, all right, it's Jericho. Fuck. All right, it's Jericho. I'm like some of these, like certain times, like, and it's not just them who do it. It's not just AEW. Certain finishers should be the finish. Like that's their finisher. That's their tag team finisher. Like you had, but it's Jericho. All right, but in the ad suspense, I get it. So what happened? Okay, so he kicks out. For some reason, Eddie Kingston stands under the apron. So Jericho sees him. He gets pissed off. He jumps from one corner and then does a drop kick to Eddie. He kicks him off the apron. And so then this leads to then after that Jericho gets up. He's about to go ahead and he tries to give Santana the Judas effect. He ducks and then he bounces off the ropes. He gives him a lariat, and then he pins Jericho. Santana pins Jericho, jumps out. They're walking up the ramp. Eddie's still on the side of after the drop kick onto the ground. So fucking Jericho's like, what the fuck? Like, all right, Eddie, I'm gonna fuck you up. He goes after Eddie. They gotta get pulled apart by the referees. Start coming out from the back, and it looks like they announced it for next week. I thought it was gonna be at Revolution. I believe if I looked at it right, it's Eddie Kingston and Jericho next week on Dynamite. Okay, next is they get a video pack. It's backstage. It's DMD. It's DMD Rebel, Jamie Hayter, and it's I'm drawing a blank. Forgive me. It's the one that it's the mercenary that it's Martinez. I'm sorry, yeah, Martinez is there. She has a lip. She one of that got disqualified for hitting Thunder Rosa in their first match with a lead pipe. That's why tonight's a no disqualification tonight. And by the way, disqualification match means there's no rules, meaning rope breaks does not work. And I know this, and that's why when I saw it tonight, like why did the referee break the count? Because and I only heard this through a review. Going to WWE, it was Natalia versus Aaliyah, and it was a no disqualification. Natty had Aaliyah and sharpshooter, and Leah gets to the ropes, but she didn't count it because there's no rope breaks, and I know no DQ match. So she was forced to tap out. So Natty wins, right? That's fresh in my head. That just happened. That's just like I listened to a review for Friday night. Wait, was that Friday night? It's on Friday nights, right? Yeah, Yeah, Natty Alicia, Nat Natalia is on Friday night. Said with Aaliyah, I said Alicia, Aaliyah, the one that was in NXT for at damn near a decade, the better part of a decade. Shit. Anyway, that's a whole other story. This is AEW. I'm sorry. Anyway, trying to they get on these tangents. It is what it is. So listen. So look. Oh, great match. They get a. You gotta see it. There's a part of the match where they suplex. Where Martinez suplexes Thunder Rosa with onto a table, but unfortunately the table had broke. It's on the side of the ramp on the side of the ring. One of the legs had broke, and so but she's there on the apron. So Martinez goes ahead suplex her, um, suplexes Thunder Rosa, and it did still look like a good. It looked like a nice spot, and he slid down, but the Thunder Rosa had hit the bottom part and broke the edge that was hitting the floor. She went ahead and that part broke right there. That looked like it still looked like a good spot. They made up for it. The part I want to talk about where the reason why I mentioned that rope break shit because the Thunder Rosa had gave what did she give her? She gave her. Did she hit her with? I'm trying to remember what she gave her, I believe, a DDT if I remember right, and she pinned her. And Martinez was really close to the rope. She just reached out for the ropes, and the referee stopped the count. She's about to count three, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's why I mentioned that. I said that's the only thing I'm called bullshit on, but that has happened before in other matches. Anyway, by this point, there's about probably 8 chairs inside the ring. They finally Thunder Rosa gets her into the Fire Thunder driver, and plants Martinez right on top of him. Count to three. Then they get to their feet. They're like they both hurt. Thunder Rosa gets to her feet slowly. They look fucked up. She extends her hand to Martinez. Martinez gets up. They shake, and she actually kind of bows to Martinez because it's like they're both two tough motherfuckers. They are. Martinez is like what 36, 38. Man, Thunder Rosa, like she's in her early 30s. Like she trains in MMA and everything. I don't know if you remember her if you remember her in the NWA. She actually had one of her fights. They actually kind of chronicled her one of her fights on there. She was it was a losing effort. But she trains in MMA too. I don't know if she had any recent fights since then. That was like that was like that was like early 2020 when I seen that. No, 2019. And NWA Power. That's when I was first introduced to Thunder Rosa. But anyway, good match. Jamie, Kyle Reese, if you remember, if you ever seen Karate Kid, he was actually in the audience during the backstage segments and whatnot. Something I forgot to mention. He was in the back, and he asked, Britt Baker asked her sensei. She had actually a Cobra Kai shirt on, and he came walking in like, so if she doesn't, Martinez fails, what should I do? Because Martinez at this point I already left the back to go to the ring, and you know how we do this with Kreese said, no mercy, right? So she then again asks, he's sitting in the audience. Brittany comes out the back after after Martinez loses. She comes out the back with her crew, Hater, Rebel. So what should I do? Like I said, no mercy. So they go in there and they beat down Thunder Rosa. She's already beat up anyway, and it's the numbers game. And then they give her the lead pipe to Martinez to hit her, and Martinez is like hesitating, and then Jamie Hayter just like let's just pushes her down and starts beating her down too. So I'm quite sure it's probably going to be. I don't know if when the match is happening. If it happens at Revolution, I'm not mad at it at all. It'll be Martinez and Thunder Rosa against Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. Yeah, I'm fine with that too. Then they can do the match at All Out at the next pay per view. So anyway, that's what I believe. That's in if I wait, all in is the one that's at the end of the year. All Out is the one that's the beginning of the year, and I believe that's in May, late May, if I remember right. The schedules, I don't. They only got like 5 big pay per views a year, how it should be. It'll make them feel special. Um, so next one is the TNT Championship, which was Darby Allin. This is his first time challenging, like for to get the title back that he lost. Miro had beat him for, um, and Sammy. So this is the history of these two is that Darby has beat Sammy twice. Um, you know, so this is like the rubber match. I'm like, well, yeah, he has. So I guess he has to retain. He has, most likely. I mean, anything can happen. It's like if you've been a few times, you say, oh, it's obvious, and it wasn't obvious. Like it's been, it's not always. It's sometimes there's a good type of predictable, and then sometimes it's just annoying bullshit predictable. But yeah, this was, I honestly didn't. I forgot that he had teased that Andrade had teased that he wants to be the next. He wants to be the next TNT championship. And just the next TNT champion. So what happened was his assistant Jose came out and distracted the referee. He got stood on the apron and distracted the referee. And Darby was about to get on. Sammy was down. He's been selling the knee the whole match. Darby was about to go ahead and do the coffin drop. While Jose was distracting the referee, Andrade came on the corner where Darby was standing up on, and he hit him with his iPad, knocked him clean out. And he's just sitting up there. He's just sitting up there. He's knocked out. He's sitting on the corner. Darby is so, and he's already like I said, he's about to do the cover drop. His back is already to the ring, and if you know the GTH is basically, the go to sleep, but it's inverted. Instead of you like to go to sleep, you're facing down and like almost like you're about to get a Death Valley driver, but with the GTH you're facing up, and so it's GTH is to go to hell. That's Sammy's version of the GTH, which is to go to sleep, which is what a Tommy Kenta, which is another move he took from somebody else, but Kenta was the one who was doing it in Japan, and then when CM Punk came to WWE, he started doing it. He started to go to sleep, GTH. So he hits the GTH, he wins. So he let's see, was there anything else after that? Yeah, then Matt Hardy comes out, runs past Andrade. And by the way, he legitimately hit Darby with that pad because you could see it was folded in half, like it was bent. So I was like, damn. So, and the screen was still kind of working, so it was it was had some lights on it. He slides and Matt Hardy runs down a ramp, slides to the ring, starts beating down Darby somewhere like he wasn't already fucked up. So Sting chases them away. They chase him out the ring. He takes both. By the way, there's an interim championship and a TNT championship. Sammy's still been holding both of them. I know that this got to be a reason why he's still been having both of them around. So he Andrade takes both of them, holds both of them up here outside the ring. He says he's standing next to Matt Hardy. So I'm assuming it might be a Matt Hardy Andrade match versus Darby and Sting. So it probably will be. But that's basically the gist of that's basically what happened. I try to wrap it up as tight as I could. It was a good the whole show was top to bottom was good. Yeah, if the women worked their ass off in that match. So did it. I mean, there was like back to back good. Like I said, every match was good. it's like kind of hard to say what match is missable, but you know, but catch them off you can. It's worth it, even just the clips. So go so yeah so if you enjoy that, comment, subscribe, and give me a thumbs up. All right.